How you doing today? I just want to give you a little update. This is a prequel video to the purchase of this box set. Yes, listen, everything that I record, I put on my channel. I feel like if it came from the heart, it needs to go on the channel. Unfortunately, what I guess I did was I recorded my the time when I pre-ordered this item and my initial feelings on the item and what I was seeing from other YouTubers and what I was going by and everything. So I thought you might find it just a little bit interesting of how I felt before I actually purchased, listened to, and reviewed this. Now, if you've watched my YouTube video, I have given like major intense reviews on this box set. Okay, not only the first three volumes, so that everybody will understand that these are remastered and they do sound different. Okay, but I did do a very intense review on volume 4 because I wanted to make sure that I was giving my response to volume 4, because I watched a lot of YouTubers complaining about volume 4. They weren't happy with a couple of the songs and everything. They weren't happy with what they received in their volume 4 package. And then a lot of people were complaining about this box set in general, being that it was just a cash grab. People were just that they were just cramming old stuff into a new packaging and selling it to the fan and kind of taking advantage of. I think a couple of quotes were actually scraping the bottom of the barrel to give the fans something, you know what I mean? But after giving my review and listening and everything, I came to the conclusion that that is all false. That this is completely a new set with new stuff and a lot going on inside. And so if you haven't seen my other views, I'm a mess today. My other reviews on the opening of this thing, they're in the description below. Okay, and you could also look them up on YouTube as far as very intense. I mean, one of them, the volume 4, I actually stood up for over 24 hours, 27 hours, whatever. I just listened to it over and over and over again, and there's really nothing to compare it to. But I believe me, I wanted to make sure that I gave the most authentic review that I possibly could, because I already heard all the rest of the people on YouTube complaining, and I wanted to make sure that my view is they get, if they're gonna go sink their money into something, make sure you're getting your money's worth. You know, I worry about you guys. I know how it feels to need things and want things, but not have the money to get things. And then when we finally want to get things and we do sink the money into them, do we really know what we're getting? I want to make sure you knew what you were getting when you bought this set. So here's my little prequel to me in preparation of buying this. And then if you haven't seen the reviews yet, there's two of them. There's one for the first three volumes, volume 1, 2, 3, which tells you about the remasters and what I personally think, and little samples, little stuff for you to go by. And then I have a review on volume 4, so you kind of know what people are complaining about. Do I agree? Do I disagree? It's all there. Hope you enjoy the video. Here it goes.
You should have saved me some.
Hello, my friends. How you doing today? I am doing well, and I like to start my channel today with something, a little ditty. Okay, I'm gonna sing a little ditty for you. Be prepared. If you want to lower the volume just a little bit. Help! I need somebody. Help! Not just anybody. Help! You know, I need someone. Help! Listen, I need some help because listen, I got questions. Okay, we're talking about the Beatles Anthology series. Okay, this is Beatles Anthology 1, Beatles Anthology 2, and Beatles Anthology 3. The issue I am having is I am a Beatles fanatic. Okay, I will tell you that I have been a Beatles fan for a long time, and the fact that I am a completist makes it very dangerous. Okay, Beatles collecting is tough and dangerous. Now let me tell you that I've not started collecting the records. I don't collect the records. Okay, I don't collect I had all the cassette tapes. Okay, I got those still downstairs in a big bin somewhere. But the as far as the CDs go, I have everything. And I will tell you, I did draw the line at some of the solo stuff. Okay, I did not pick up. There was a John and Yoko live concert thing that was like $200 something. I was like, nope, I don't want. It wasn't nothing against John, but I didn't want to hear Yoko doing her Yoko yodeling or whatever. And and it was also wasn't just John and Yoko. It was like a bunch of other groups too, and it was 200 something, almost $300. So as much as I wanted to get it, I had to pass. I had to. But anything that is just titled the Beatles, you know what I mean? I feel like I gotta get. So the deal is that the anthology series is coming out. Okay, number one is they're doing a remastered special by Peter Jackson, the Peter Jackson, the Lord of the Rings guy. He's doing like a remastered version on Disney Plus of the anthology series, which I will probably watch. Okay, I will probably watch because I can't get enough of the Beatles. But the deal is that with these anthology things, they released a box set, and right away, as soon as I heard the box set was coming out, I pre-ordered it. Okay, now the deal is when I pre-ordered it for $116. Actually, I pre-ordered for $109, but after tax and shipping and all the crap, I came out to $116. And I had listen. I had some Amazon gift cards, so I ended up coming out good. Okay, it was reasonable. But what I'm struggling with right now is that the lack of information that they are giving us about this box set. Now, I'm going to air this before the box set is released because I was up in the air whether or not I should cancel it. I didn't know if I should cancel it because a lot of YouTubers are complaining that there was no, because so the deal is that all they ever released was 1, 2, and 3, and now there's a anthology 4 which has 3 of the new songs. They call them the new songs, but what it is really is like they took like John or George and they took their voices and their guitars or backing tracks or regular tracks or whatever, and they added them. And what they did is they called in the Living Beatles, and they had the Living Beatles come in and fill in the pots that were missing from the tracks that the other guys already did. So they're not necessarily new songs as much as they're kind of like, I don't know, like Frankenstein. They Frankenstein some Beatles songs. That's what they did. So the deal, and I kind of like them. Songs like "Free as a Bird" I think is a great song, and the last one that they did. I'm looking at the back of the thing over here because it was "Free as a Bird" was one of them, and they do one on each one, right? So "Free as a Bird" was that on the first one. No, I can't even think what the heck it was. Yeah, no, "Free as a Bird" is on this one, right? "Free as a Bird" is on the first one over here, and then is on this one. "Real Love." "Real Love" was on part 2. And then they didn't do anything with part 3. But now this new one has the last song that they did, and they also threw "Real Love" and "Free as a Bird" and they remastered them. And the issue I had with this is that the new box set is literally 13 supposedly new demo tracks or stuff like takes and stuff like that. And I was confused on the difference between remixing and remastering. I did a little research and found out what remixing and remastering was. Remastering means that they kind of boost up the sound, make it sound a little bit better. Where remixing, they kind of take like let's say they want Paul's bass to be closer, they'll make Paul's bass closer, or they'll make Ringo's drums further away, or they'll bring John's voice further closer to you, or they'll bring Paul's voice back. You know what I mean? That's a remix versus a remaster. I do a little research on that because I was like, do I need this box set? Do I need this in my collection? So this is where I want you guys to help me out. I mean, this is where I need your comments below. If you are a Beatles fan and you are aware of this Beatles anthology, number one, if you're not, you can look it up on YouTube, and they literally have the commercial. You can put Beatles anthology and they'll show you the commercial. Just make sure you're watching the commercial for the CD and record box set, not the commercial for the movie that's coming on Disney Plus. And I'm on the fence. I'm usually not on the fence about these things because I'm like, it's Beatles. I'm gonna buy it no matter what. I don't think I pass on any Beatles anything. Like I literally have like Japanese Beatles and Japanese Beatles from like Japanese versions of like Beatles albums. I just thought that was funny because there's Japanese. You understand? Yeah. So I got like stuff from Japan, and I have the American stuff, and then I have the mono versions, and I have the stereo versions, and I have the US cuts, and I have the I'm trying to look at the stuff that I just pop up, and then I got every box set that they ever released, and I got concert stuff that they released. I got a lot of Beatles CDs. I'll have to do a video one day just my Beatles CDs, but literally I was on the fence with this because I'm like $116, and I'm gonna get 3 of these. And so it's actually an 8-disc set, But 2, 4, 6 I already have, but they're remastered. And maybe you can comment below, is it worth spending that much money to upgrade to get a Beatles Anthology 4 when I could buy actually Beatles Anthology 4 separately on Amazon for $27. So this is where I'm kind of up in the air about this. This is another issue that I got right now is that they're completely sold out. So if you go on Amazon right now and you want to buy the Beatles Anthology, they're sold out. And if you want to buy it, then you have to get an import. The import's $190. So maybe I should hang on to my $116, hoping it might drop a little bit more than that when it gets released, because sometimes that happens with Amazon. Sometimes they have you at one price or whatever, and then you save like a big chunk of money towards the end because one of the other websites has it for less, and then Amazon has to give it to you for the lowest price. So, I mean, the fact that it's 190, and then I went on eBay. I did go on eBay to see what the flippers are already getting for it. It's not even in my hand yet. It's not even in their hands yet. It's not even released yet. But the flippers are already going. They're shooting for the 200, the $250 mark. You know what I mean, for something that they don't even have in their hands yet. So, yeah, I'm on the fence about this one. I'm gonna try to put this video out probably on Thursday. This is probably gonna go up on Thursday. The release will be on Friday. If I don't put enough money in the account, then they'll probably just wipe it clear. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, comment below. What would you do? What if you were me? What would you do? I mean, listen, I'm a guy with no job. I'm a guy that's relying on YouTube and the support of my viewers. So like, share, subscribe, and the stuff in the descriptions, and there's the little Venmo code up there that helps me out. Listen, just the cost of a cup of coffee can help save a child. Okay, that was one of the big things back in the day. And if you remember, join the team, join Jimmy's team. You remember the Jimmy Fund when they used to shake the can in front of the movie theater when I was younger and I didn't have no money. I just had enough money to get into the movie theater, and I'd be standing in the movie theater and I see that guy with the damn can. I see him standing in the corner. I'm like, oh no, it's a Jimmy Fund. Jimmy needs my money. I didn't know what was going on with Jimmy at the time. I feel bad because now I do know what the situation was with Jimmy. And if I had money, I probably would have put a couple of quarters or dimes in there, but I didn't. I was dead broke. I was that kid sitting in the chair. I was lucky enough to have a ticket for a movie, okay? And there was no soda in my lap, and there was no popcorn. Believe me, I didn't have no bonbons, and I didn't have no candy. Okay, it was just me and the movie, and it was $2.50 to get in, and that's what I had. It was my lunch money. So yeah, I didn't contribute to the Jimmy Fund unless it was a movie that I went with my parents, and then they were like, oh, they put a couple of ching-chings in there, and I felt good about it. But besides that, when those ushers stood up there with that Jimmy Fund thing there, oof. So listen, instead of you guys going oof, just think about this, okay? I'm entertaining you for 7 days a week now. You want to put something in the kitty? But go right ahead. It'll make you feel. Listen, it feels good to give. If I had something to give, I'd give it, but I ain't got nothing to give. And I will see you later.
You should have saved me some.